A very good morning to all my students. Today we are going to study the first chapter of biology, that is life processes. Right? So what are life processes? Life processes are those processes which are very important for the survival of the individual. There are 4 such processes which are important for our survival and survival of all the animals, out of which the first one is nutrition. The second one is respiration. The third one is transportation. And the fourth one is excretion. Now, what do we understand by nutrition? Nutrition means intake of any source of energy from outside the body to inside. This is known as nutrition. Means intake of source of energy from outside the body in the form of food to inside is known as what? Nutrition. The second comes respiration. Now my dear children, respiration involves 2 processes. First is breathing and second is cellular respiration. Breathing means inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Right? Now, once we have inhaled oxygen, oxygen reaches our lungs and then gets diffused into blood and reaches each and every cell. Now, each and every cell already has glucose because of nutrition, where now this oxygen oxidizes that glucose to produce what? Energy. So the first step is inhaling of oxygen and exhaling of carbon dioxide, and the second step is cellular respiration. Now what does cellular respiration mean? Cellular respiration means breaking down of glucose to release energy. Now why do we need that energy? We need that energy to work and maintain our body temperature. So we often call, in chemistry also, we are going to learn that respiration is an exothermic process. Why it is an exothermic process? Because it releases energy. Any process which releases energy is an exothermic process, and this energy helps us in doing work and it helps us in maintaining body temperature. Now what is transportation? Transportation takes place by specialized tissues, and what do those tissues do? They transfer oxygen to each and every cell, right? And they transfer glucose to each and every cell, right? Then only cellular respiration can take place now. Means whatever you have eaten first is broken down into simpler products, and then it has to be transported to each and every cell. What you have inhaled has to be sent to lungs and then diffused into the blood, and then it has to be transported to each and every cell. Then only this glucose can be oxidized, that is cellular respiration can take place. So for transportation also we need specialized tissues. Now the last is excretion. During this process, during the cellular respiration, when the glucose breaks down, a large number of toxic material is produced. Toxic materials are produced which are not only useless. What are they? They are not only useless, but also harmful for us. So they need to be thrown out of the body. And the tissues which are responsible to throw this useless and toxic material outside the body comes under excretion. Now see, there's a major question from this page of NCERT, and that is about respiration. You must have read about two kind of organisms. One is simple unicellular organism, that is amoeba, right? And the another one is a multicellular organism, that is human being, right? See, in these unicellular organisms, the oxygen can be taken up by simple methods like diffusion from the surrounding water, and the carbon dioxide can be thrown out simply by diffusion. Why? Because the entire surface of the organism cell was in contact with the external environment. But in human beings, all the cells of the body are not in direct contact with the external environment. So, simple diffusion cannot work for us. So, that is why we need specialized tissues, right? Those tissues make up organs which are exclusively working for respiration. So, these are the major life processes. One more important point comes to my mind when I talk about life processes, that why reproduction is not considered as a life process. So, reproduction is not considered as a life process because reproduction is important for the survival of the species, but not for the individual. An individual can survive even without reproducing, but an individual cannot survive without nutrition, cannot survive without respiration, cannot survive without transportation, and cannot survive without excretion. Thank you so much.